I hate to see you cry, I should've bought you flowers. Now I'm alone, I should've stayed another hour. It's hard to breathe, someone send me help.
Alright guys, how we doing? It's your boy Chris. Welcome to another episode of Chris's Closet. Once again, really appreciate all the love and support. Everyone who's watching the videos, liking, commenting, subscribing, just sending me messages of encouragement. I really appreciate it. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into today's topic. Today's topic is the concept of time healing everything, and what you've heard your entire life of just give something time and it'll work itself out. Me personally, I don't really believe in that. I'm going to take it as a different twist and a different outlook on it. I'm going to hit you with what really heals things to me, and that is 3 transitional mindsets that you will have that will begin to fix any situation of heartbreak, loss, disappointment, sadness, suffering, whatever it is. These are the 3 things that must happen within your brain as time progresses for something to change and a situation to begin to improve. Let's get started. So whether it's a breakup or a loss of any kind, it's really tough to deal with that and cope with that naturally, right? When we grow up, we are taught that time is this magical magician, and we personify time and we say, you know what? If you give a certain situation enough time, you will begin to emotionally heal. And even though time does aid with these things, it is not the sole resolution. We personify it in the sense that it actually has a legitimate hand to play. But like I said, the more time goes on, that broken bone will heal. The sadness of your best friend moving away, you'll begin to cope with that situation a little bit better and begin to feel better about things as time progresses. Even though all of this is true, time just remains constant in itself. It's literally defined as the progression of continuous events. But the truth is, it really doesn't fix that heartache or broken heart or, just trying to cope with something that is emotionally damaging. It doesn't fix the ache in our heart, nor does it stop the racing thoughts that keep swelling in our brains. And in most cases, it seems that is really all that we can think about is the bad. Pain consumes us. We bask in it. We lay out in that shit like we're catching a tan from the sun. Now, I don't know personally how long it's been since you've dealt with something like this, but someone out here needs to hear this message, and I wish I would have at a sooner point in time. For the sake of today's video, I'm going to put this in perspective of dealing with a breakup, because in our late teens, 20s, and 30s, that's really something that most of us are going to go through quite a lot. And believe me, I know everyone's going to tell you whenever you are in the middle of a breakup, when time continues to go on, it will heal things. But when time does go on, you continuously have flashbacks and memories and all this other stuff that you and this other person engaged in, and you're going to have a lot of regret, you're going to have a lot of pain and sorrow on top of that. You begin to then play the what if game, what if I didn't do this? What if I reacted differently in this situation with yourself? And you're going to constantly put yourself in a state of suffering with this mindset. You begin to wonder if everything you did or they did could have been avoided, when honestly, due to fate, it was inevitable that it was going to end some way or another. The breakup was going to happen regardless. Whatever the journey is, it doesn't matter, because the end result is ultimately inevitable. Trust me, I've been in a really bad breakup, and I've experienced this exact same thing myself within the last year, with everything that I thought I knew and loved was just uprooted out of the ground, destroyed, obliterated, decimated, whatever you want to call it. Every concept I have and all the joy and excitement, happiness I experience on a day-to-day basis with this person was now gone. Let me tell you what that looked like, my coping skills. My coping skills was me so upset and crying like every night, not being able to speak to anyone, being very absent in social situations, being numb and sitting in my own self-pity and my emotions. It's terrible. I remember it always sucks waking up, and the first few moments of the day is complete bliss, and then reality sets in, and about 2 or 3 minutes after you've woken up, all the bad shit comes back on you. This cloud of loneliness and despair followed me around literally all day long for a couple of months. Who knows, maybe you're here, maybe you have been here, maybe you haven't, but I'm assuming you have. And I would also be willing to bet someone out here watching this video right now needs to hear exactly what I'm about to tell you. Let me just start by saying, my heart really goes out to you. That shit sucks. There is nothing worse than having your heart broken. Separation is the worst thing from that person that you once loved, and that person you put so high on that pedestal and would do anything for. There's nothing worse than that crumbling down. So here's where I really challenge the perception of time, right? If a breakup happens and two people go separate ways, person A is going to get over this breakup in a couple of weeks, be fine, go back to everything normal, and, begin to date, seem happy, all this good shit, right? Person B is affected for months and years to come down the road and down the line. So is it time healing, or is it something within the mind that shifts your perspective on that person or on the situation that's then going to aid you to begin to take those necessary steps forward? I believe the latter. So the 3 internal mind shifts that are going to have to ensue in order for you to get over whatever loss you're dealing with and to get over that person that fucked you over. First, you need to stop saying that your heart is broken. You begin to rationalize with the language and the term of my heart's broken, when in actuality, this might be the most important thing I say today, when in actuality, your heart is not broken. Your expectations were broken. That's what's broken. Your expectations were broken. Truth is, you had expectations and all these good thoughts and feelings about being with this person, and oh, they were the one, I can never be with anyone else. And then shit hit the fan, they leave, they heal, and everything you thought you knew about them does no longer exist. It was a fantasy world. It doesn't exist. You created this ultra reality in the state of what you two were supposed to be, right? This great image of you two and dogs and white picket fences and shit. It no longer exists. Maybe they cheated. Maybe you did something wrong. Maybe they broke trust. Who knows? I don't know why it ended, but I'm telling you, something happened within those lines, right? But once you begin to see that your heart wasn't broken, only your expectations for that person were broken, that begins to make things just a little bit easier. Point number 2, right? So the universe works in a lot of different and strange ways that science or theory cannot explain in any sense of thought or calculation. I know you've probably always heard, and someone would tell you after a breakup, there's a lot of fish in the sea, right? And I remember I always used to hate it hearing that shit. It was the worst thing to hear. But let me hit you with this, right? Although that person and the expectations were broken with them, there's someone who's going to check every single one of your boxes that you have for a compatible partner. He's someone who's going to make you laugh a whole lot more, someone who you connect with a lot more when making love with them. There's going to be someone who blows literally everything that first person did out of the damn water. Within all the millions and millions of people in this world who would love to get to know someone like you, there is someone out there, probably a lot of people out there, who want that chance with you, but just don't know it yet. But there are a lot who are so much better than your ex, and so much better than the person that broke your expectations, and someone that will value your expectations and meet them and probably will even exceed the damn thing. Even more important than that, they're going to love the things that you don't love about yourself. They're going to love the things that first person wouldn't ever think about seeing because they were so damn blind in their bullshit. Their nose was so far up their own ass to see what they really had in front of them. And they did not value and make solutions to things that may seem difficult. They thought you were a waste of time and threw you to the side. Just something to think about. Remember, there is someone in the millions of people waiting for you. And the third mind shift is remembering that the universe is absolutely neutral. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control other people. You can't control anything but your own thoughts, your own actions, and most importantly, the lesson you learn from things, the meaning you give something, the lesson that you put on a certain situation to help you grow. Right after the breakup, you're going to be thinking literally about nothing but the breakup and the hurt and the pain. But through that, you will grow. Nothing has meaning until we give it meaning. For the people in the back, nothing has meaning until we give it meaning. And instead of putting this void and this label of emptiness all over that situation, put a lesson and a meaning to that situation. You had to experience that person betraying you and the broken expectations you felt and them not completing their part of the deal to prepare you for that person who is going to make your ex feel like a vague memory, a speck of dust in the entire world. It's going to be their loss because you're going to grow so exponentially. You also learn to love yourself so that next person gets someone who loves themselves and isn't codependent on someone to validate them, right? You are going to be so self-centered and such in a good and comfortable place within your life that that person is going to be super impressed with everything that you have to offer and what you will give them. Bullshit you're going through now is going to help love yourself unconditionally, and you're going to create a even more solid foundation than you've ever had for that next person. But you need to ask yourself, what are you going to make this mean? Is this the end or is this the beginning? Allow yourself to feel literally every bit of emotion you're going through in this time, every bit of pain and sorrow and brokenness within you. Sit in your silence and just let it come out without any judgment at all. Let it come out. You're always one creating distractions for yourself. As soon as you get in a breakup, getting on Tinder or trying to create another distraction, that's not good. You have to heal what's in here first before you begin to pursue anything, because you're going to be carrying so much baggage towards that next situation. It's going to probably end up hurting the other person, which they won't deserve, and it's going to end up hurting you again. Instead of one thing and one person and one situation you got to deal with, now you got to deal with two. Please cut off all the music, cut off all social media, cut off all dating or potentially dating scenarios. Allow yourself to feel, because when we feel, we begin to heal. One more time. When we feel, we begin to heal. You know, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes a day, allow yourself feel every bit of emotion. The more you do it, the more you will become self-aware and you will begin to love yourself even more. I don't know who needed to hear this today. This is the message I woke up with and the message I wanted to give you guys. So please make sure, if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, comment. If you need someone to talk to, please just feel free to send me a message. And again, guys, this is Chris's Closet. Thanks for watching.
Real easy like a free throw. The way you let me go, I guess we'll never know. 3 nights, no sleep though. I'm on the Addy pills, I don't know what I feel. I'm on the next flight out to come see you. Why we always gotta fight, girl, I need you.